What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Fandoms Anonymous. We're coming in a different format, one of our old school formats. I got my man Kevin Garlington on here, man. What's going on, Kevin?
Hey, what's happening?
All right, y'all. Today, this is our first video counting down Avengers Infinity War. And a lot of you know that there are so many characters in this movie, almost over 60 characters in this movie. And I know some of you are probably wondering who's going to live and who's going to die, especially with a movie being at this magnitude. So, me and man Kevin, we're going to go over this list. We're going to rank them as alive, dead, and 50-50. And, of course, we'll explain our 50-50. So, I have my own choices. I know Kevin has his own choices. But let's get right into it. We got 35 characters. This is basically 35 characters that are confirmed. We're not necessarily talking about people that are supposed to be or rumored. We're talking about confirmed characters, people that are on IMDb, people that you have seen in the trailers and the movie posters, confirmed characters. So let's go ahead and get right into it. Starting off with my man Iron Man, a.k.a. Tony Stark. Tony Stark for me is 50-50. And he's 50-50 for me because this is getting, Robert Downey Jr., he's getting towards the end of that contract, the extended contract, might I add. And he might want to hang it up. And with this being such a pivotal movie, and with Tony always being in the middle of everything, big possibility he can die. What you think, Kevin?
I'm going to give him an alive for this movie. Now, when we start talking about, the next film or something like that, I'm probably going to change, my tune. But I think he's going to make it all the way through this one. I really do.
Okay. Now, next person on the list is Bruce Banner, a.k.a. the Hulk. I'm going to give him an alive on this one because they finally found their way with the Hulk, finally found out what they really want to do with the character. And I think the Hulk isn't going anywhere for at least for a little bit longer. I think the only thing they would do to Hulk is just depowerize him and he's just continue to stay Bruce Banner.
I would agree. I'm going with alive on him, too. The Hulk is a very powerful character. We all know that. However, I think now we're seeing characters that rival his strength, in the MCU. Now, we know in the comic book, there have been different strength levels for the Hulk and things of that nature. But I think the Hulk that we got now is going to have a lot to do in this movie in terms of fighting the Outriders and stuff like that. But I think when the dust settles on the battlefield in Wakanda, he'll still be there. So I'm with you on that one. I agree.
Cool. All right, Natasha Romanoff, a.k.a. Black Widow. I'm going to give her an alive on this one because they're already talking about giving her a solo movie. But the thing about my alive choice is, and even though they're talking in talks about this solo movie, this movie apparently could be set behind or in the past if that's what they do. But I'm still going to give her an alive. What about you, Kev?
I'm going to give her a 50-50. And the reason why I'm doing that is because I'm with you on the movie thing. If that movie happens, by the way,
right.
We could be in a space now where maybe they rumored and they talk about it, but the next phase could be so far left of what we thought it doesn't happen. But I'll say that for Iron Man and Captain America, who we're not talking about now, so I'll give my pick on him later. She is a character that has talked to both sides. Look at Civil War. She was trying to get them to come together. She really did. She gave it her best shot. So her death could affect them in a way that I think only a few other people could be that close. So I'm going to give her a 50-50 on this one.
All right. Next person we're going to jump down to is Loki, dead. Off rip. Loki don't die.
Out of here.
Dead. And if they bring him back again, I'm going to be real upset. But the rumor is, Kev, that Loki could be a Skrull. With him coming back to life after dying in Thor: The Dark World, or was that just another one of Loki's phasing out tricks? I don't know. Could be, but I'm going dead.
I'm going with dead, too.
Cool. All right, so we're going to move on next. We're jumping on my man, Steve Rogers, a.k.a. Captain America. I'm going to give Cap a 50-50 on this one because my personal feelings is don't kill Cap. Depower Cap. Take the Captain America mantle away from him and let him be Steve Rogers. Let him be what we know him to be in the comic book sometimes, where he's just like an advisor or somebody that just comes and gives advice and sometimes goes out in the fight. So I'm going to give a 50-50 on Captain. Did I say it? Yeah, I said 50-50. Give 50-50 on him. And on the other half is Chris Evans might want to go start doing something else. So 50-50 for me.
I'm going with 50-50 as well. I think Cap is the ultimate soldier. We know if anybody is willing to make the ultimate sacrifice out there in that battlefield, he's one of them. And the fact that he grabbing the gauntlet by the index finger and pinky lets me know he coming real close to death. So I think he definitely got a 50-50, and he might not make it out of this film. But some of these characters, I'm gonna sum up at the end. Something that could happen. It's not a spoiler or anything. It's just pure speculation. So we'll talk about that.
Right.
But yeah. Yep. Okay. Moving on.
Next on the list is Thor. I'm gonna give him an alive because they finally found Thor in the MCU. And of course, I know we've had Thor 1, we had Thor: The Dark World, we just had Thor Ragnarok, and Thor Ragnarok has shown us what Thor can mean to the MCU, and I really think he will stay alive. Plus, he's a god. That don't mean him being a god, he can't die in this movie. My personal interpretation is that he'll stay alive.
Mine as well. I'm gonna give him an alive. I agree with you on that one. I think that there's one thing we have to realize too. For a character to exit the MCU doesn't mean they have to die.
Right.
Thor is one of those characters that he may find something else he needs to go do, which is rebuild Asgard, be with his people. So at the end of both these movies, Thor may still be alive. He can say, hey, look, I got work to do. Y'all got to take care of your own stuff. So I'm giving him alive.
Cool. Next on the list is Clint Barton. I don't have an alive. I don't have a dead. I just have a question mark. That's it.
It is interesting. It's interesting, but I'm gonna go ahead and give him an alive purely because I think he may be detrimental to bridging us to the next film. So I'm giving him an alive.
Right. All right, so I'm gonna go with my man Peter Quill, aka Star-Lord. I'm gonna give him an alive because they're really trying to do something big. They've already announced Guardians Volume 3, so I don't see them killing off Star-Lord, especially if you're gonna have a Guardians Volume 3.
I'm with you. I'm giving him an alive. It's not to say he won't get beat up really bad in the film, but I'm giving him an alive.
Right.
I'm with you.
All right, next on the list is Wanda Maximoff, Scarlet Witch. I'm gonna give her an alive too because they really just started working with her for real. So I'm gonna give her an alive.
Okay. I'm giving her a 50-50. And the reason why I'm giving her a 50-50 is because of another character that we're going to talk about in the next couple of roles here. But I can see her, again, putting it all on the line out there on the battlefield.
So we're going to go next with Bucky Barnes, the Winter Soldier. I'm going to give him an alive because you've categorized him as a white wolf. You got him in another situation where Captain America could be getting rid of the mantle, and the mantle goes over to him. With him then, because you keep showing even in the end credit scene of Black Panther, you got him with the red, white, and blue. So I'm giving him an alive because he's only done so many movies, and he has a multiple movie contract. So he's only done the first Captain America, he's done Winter Soldier, he's done his spot in Black Panther. And for those of you who don't know, those spots count as movies too. They were contracted to be in that movie. So, and he's done Civil War, so that's only 4, and he has a couple of more movies to go. So I'm gonna give him an alive. Okay.
I like your logic there, and I think I'm gonna give him a 50-50.
Okay.
And the reason being is because, again, he's one of those characters that has been on the fringes there. We just got him kind of back in the mix or whatever. And because he does have that multiple movie contract, but it doesn't mean they got to use all the movies either. Or it doesn't mean that those movies have to be done right now. There's a lot of time travel and stuff that could be done, and you got to think he might have multiple movies left on the deal, and they may want him to be in the Black Widow movie. Maybe that's set in the 90s or something like that. Maybe the Winter Soldier's been around a long time, so maybe they go back and tell some other stories, and he could be a part of it. So yeah, I'm gonna give him a 50-50.
I'm glad you brought that up because it was something Natasha said. She said he doesn't remember me. So it's like she's known about him a little bit longer than everybody else has known about him. So that's something that I hope, like you said, to be the Black Widow movie we get to see. Next is my man Stephen Strange. I'm going to give him alive, but he ain't coming out easy. Just like you said about Star-Lord. He'll stay alive, but he ain't coming out of that easy.
Right. And I'm giving him an alive as well. I think Doctor Strange is going to make it through here. I really do.
Right. All right, so next on the list is Vision, dead as a doorknob. Dead. D-E-A-D, dead. And the reason I say that is because once they put that Mind Stone in him, he came to life. You take that out, he gone. That's just my interpretation. Now, they could do it differently. But for me, he gone.
You know, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna say he's gonna be dead with an asterisk. I'm gonna put an asterisk by that.
Okay.
And I'll come back to that maybe in a little bit. We got so many names to get through. I don't want to stop the podcast, but I'm gonna come back. I'll put a pin in Vision and come back and talk.
All right. We're gonna go next to Thanos, alive, of course. Thanos will not die in this movie. He just will not die in this movie. Maria Hill, I don't think she's a factor because I don't see Maria Hill being out there in the battle. So of course she'll be alive. I don't see her out there toe to toe shooting and gunning it up with Thanos and Doctor Strange. I don't see that. So I'm gonna give her an alive.
I'll do the same thing.
Cool. All right, we're gonna jump over to Wong. I'm gonna give Wong a 50-50. I'm gonna give Wong 50-50 because you could take Wong out, which will put a strain on Doctor Strange having to deal with that as a character. And the other half, Wong just will still stay alive. That's the reason for my 50-50.
You know, I'm gonna go ahead and say I'm gonna do something a little bit different here. I'm going with dead. Okay. And I'm gonna tell you why. After watching Doctor Strange over again, and that third act when they got there, Wong was dead. Wong charged head first into that battle with Cassini and those guys that were threatening the realm. So I think that as we believe that there will be a fight scene in New York City, maybe with some of the Black Order and those guys, and Wong ain't gonna run and hide. He's gonna run in their head first. So right. I'm gonna say I don't think Wong make it through here. You know, just because he wants to protect the realm, and he gonna do everything he can do. So I'm gonna put it there.
And you know what? I didn't even think about that. I didn't think about that at all. The fact that he did run in there and get killed real fast. Like, battle hadn't started. He had to bring him back to life with the power of the Time Stone, with the power of the High Agamotto. So yeah, I'm gonna change mine. I'm gonna keep it at 50-50, but I'm definitely adding that to my half of how he got took out so quick. In that battle in Hong Kong. How you get took out in your own country. Gamora, I'm going to give her an alive. You know what? I'm going to change my Gamora to a 50-50. I'm going to change her from alive to a 50-50. Reason being is because we're dealing with the fact that this is Thanos' daughter, and he could be real upset about the fact that Gamora betrayed him, and she could be on her way out.
Yeah, I think Gamora gets a 50-50 because as much as affection we know he has for her, she's his favorite. He said that before, in the first Guardians film or whatever, but she did betray him and she did get the Power Stone and didn't bring it to him. So she's going to have to pay for that. You know what I'm saying? And I think that we're both sitting here saying Loki got the stone and didn't bring it back to Thanos like he's supposed to. We think he's going to get killed. I think she's going to suffer the same fate. But I think it'll be in a much more meaningful and a much more powerful way. So I'm going to give her a 50-50. And the only reason I'm giving her 50% is because she's the guardian of the galaxy. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Now, this is my question. I didn't necessarily know that she was coming to get the Power Stone from Thanos. I thought she was getting it to go sell it. So I didn't know she was going to get it for Thanos.
Well, remember, she was there to get the orb or whatever, right? I don't think she even knew the Power Stone was in there. But remember, she was dispatched from Thanos to go help Ronan get that stone. Gotcha. Remember, they had a conversation. I think it was either Ronan or Thanos said, well, she still might bring us the stone or whatever. No, I think Thanos said that. And Ronan was like, well, my contacts inside the kiln said she got her own plan. So whenever she left where she went to go to Xandar or whatever, she left on a mission where they thought she was going to bring it back.
Okay. Nebula, contrary to how everything pans out in the comics, I'm going to say Nebula going to die. She gone for me. That's for me.
One thing, Nebula is finna get up out of here. She finna go home. So,
she going out with her.
Yeah.
She's finna get that severance package going on to the house.
Yeah, she going to the house.
Groot, teenage Groot, alive. Groot not going nowhere no time soon. Yeah. You're not gonna kill Groot twice. Just not gonna kill Groot twice.
I agree. I agree. Groot ain't going nowhere.
Drax the Destroyer. And if you notice, he has 2 D's in his name, and one of them should be Drax the Dead. Drax gonna get out of here. Drax is gone. Drax is gone just as winter is in California. Drax is gone.
Drax, I do believe Drax is not going to make it for the same reason that Nebula is not going to make it. It's because those are the 2 characters right now who have a singular focus of wanting to kill Thanos. And neither one of them have the power or the ability to do so. So Drax's life depends on if Star-Lord and Gamora can talk him out of charging in their head first.
Exactly. And just like we said about Wong running in their head first, Drax is about to run in their head first to try to take Thanos out because of him killing his family. Now, I want to say something about Drax real quick. Parallel to the Infinity War comics, he was taken as a humanoid and made into Drax the Destroyer, but in the comics, he was just specifically made to defeat Thanos. But it looks like in the MCU, we have him being an actual being from wherever planet he's from, whose family was killed. Yeah. So it looks like, they've changed that a whole lot.
Yes, he's nowhere near as powerful in the movies as he is in the comic book. So yeah,
right.
That is true.
Rocket, definitely give him an alive. You don't kill your comedic relief that carries the movie, so he's definitely alive, and he has to pair up with Groot. They come as a package.
Yep, he's alive. All
right,
I agree with that.
We got Mantis. I'm gonna give her an alive just because I don't see her, just like Maria Hill. They probably gonna be at the nail salon or something while all the fight going on. I don't see her as somebody being out there in the actual fight. What's she gonna do? Touch Thanos and say sleep? They're gonna knock a little bit out somewhere. She gonna be gone. So I don't see her in the main fray. So she got an alive for me.
I'm gonna give her a 50-50.
Okay.
Just because Thanos is
she might get in the way.
She just might catch it. You know what I'm saying? She just might catch it. I'm going to give her a 50-50, but not because I think
she just might get in the way.
She just might get in the way, yeah.
Let's see. Next on the list is Tannelir Tavon, the Collector. He going with Dead. I'm giving him a Dead because he has the Reality Stone that we know of, because we know his home got destroyed, out there in nowhere. So I still think he has possession of that Reality Stone unless he's gotten rid of it. What about you, Kim?
I think so. I mean, the last place we saw the Reality Stone was with him. Now, he is the Collector, and he does negotiate certain things. However, one line at the end of Ragnarok, Thor 2, The Dark World, he said 1 down, 5 more to go. So it would lead me to believe that he was collecting the stones as well. So I wouldn't think he would have traded it all.
So when we parallel to the comic book real quick, in the comics, the Grand Master was wanting the stones too, and he stayed in place. He didn't go out looking for them like Thanos did. He waited till Thanos brought them to him. So do you think they've switched the roles up, especially how we see it in Thor Ragnarok, where the Grand Master, he's just, he's party man, he's on the throne, even though he's still powerful. Do you think they switched that role up where the Collector is trying to get all the stones, whereas in the comics, the Grand Master wanted the stones?
I think it's a possibility. I think that's kind of what it's shaping up. I mean, at a certain point, he had, 2 stones.
Right.
In his possession. Now, we know what happened, so again, but yeah, I think so. I think he was biding his time. And also this thing here too, the stones are known to be powerful, but nobody knows where all of them are.
True.
As far as what we've been shown so far in the MCU. Now, Thanos is on his way, but I'm just saying, so it may not always be the easiest thing to find. However, they have retconned a few things. In the new comic books, and the stones, the colors match what's going on in the movies, and the stones want to be together. So you got to think. He had one stone, another one came to him. It would be safe to assume that he was thinking the rest of them are going to come here. The more stones I get, the more attraction they're going to have for the other ones. So he probably was thinking, like, once I got them here, they're going to start coming in, and they kind of did. He got 2 of them. They kind of did. He didn't keep them. He didn't get to keep them, but he had 2 at one point. In his possession,
Next on the list is Peter Parker, automatic alive. You're not gonna get rid of somebody you just got. You know, automatic, automatic alive for me. Next we got Sam Wilson, aka Falcon. He alive. He's an alive for me. I don't think he's going to suffer anything. He might get beat up because, of course, it's this type of battle. But I see him in more movies. I do. That's just me. I see him in more movies. What about you?
I do. I'm gonna give him an alive for this film. I think Sam will go out there, and he'll fight in that battle in Wakanda. And it's one thing about him. I'm not saying this in a bad way. Like he don't seem like one that's gonna put it on the line for them folks. Like, they're going to kill him. Like he's not gonna be. You know,
he's gonna have to get blasted or stabbed.
Yeah, he's gonna get blasted. He's kind of.
He'll fly on out the way.
He's smart. So I think that I think it'd be something where they have to get him. It won't be Sam is the last one alive with his finger on the butt. That ain't gonna happen. You know?
Right. He'll tell Red Wing, come on, brother, let's get on out of here.
Right.
Next on the list is T'Challa. Again, another live. You're not gonna get rid of somebody you just got that now has you at the top 3 movie of all time in the United States. You're not gonna get rid of T'Challa at all.
Right.
I got an alive, of course, for Okoye. Same thing. You're not gonna get rid of somebody that was part of the cast that got you the position that you are with the movie Black Panther. That's just how I feel about it. What about you?
I'm gonna give Okoye a 50-50. I'm gonna tell you why. Okoye told the dude from Get Out in Black Panther, you know what I mean? He was like, "Would you cut me down, my love?" And she was like, you know, Wakanda, you know, no question. And I think that her position in this movie is to lead the forces of Wakanda against the Outrider army. There's an invading army, and they're on Wakanda's soil or whatever. And every war has casualties. She's not a general that leads from some room somewhere moving pieces on a board. She leads from the front. So she's gonna be on that front line dealing with these doggone aliens. So I'm saying 50-50 because she's gonna be more at risk. You know, than like a Thunderbolt Ross or somebody like that who don't fight from the front line. So I'm giving her a 50-50 because that's a lot to deal with out there.
Scott Lang, aka Ant-Man, I'm gonna give him alive just because he might be able to just get small and just hang on somebody back for the whole movie. But we don't even know if he's going to be in the entire movie or just a certain part. But he gets an alive in my book. Again, because we know that Ant-Man and Wasp takes place a little bit after Civil War, but he gets an alive for me.
Same here.
War Machine, 50-50 for Don Cheadle. 50-50 for Hotel Rwanda. That's just me. He already escaped death once. Yeah, I think he's on his way out. It's half and half. It's half and half. Because we know that. Go ahead.
No, I just say I agree with that. I think that Rhodey's story personally ends when Tony's out of there.
True.
I do. I think he's out of there at that point. I think that if anybody out of this cast right here has reason to retire, I mean, not the cast, but the characters has a reason to retire, is him. And I think that whatever anybody that could, say, hey, I'm gonna sit it on down, or I'm gonna go ahead on and sacrifice myself, it might be this guy. So you know what I'm saying? I'm giving him a 50-50. I'm with you on that, bro. With you.
All right, these two people, we can tie them up in the same category. Shuri and M'Baku, I give both of them an alive. I don't see them getting in the main fight. And I really think that M'Baku is going to become, I don't want to say a villain, but I think he will be a force in the next Black Panther movie. What do you think?
I can't put them in the same category, so I'm giving Shuri an alive, and I'm giving M'Baku a 50-50. Again.
Okay.
Again, another general, another leader leading from the front. It is clear he is going to be on the front line dealing with these Outriders. And when you look at Wakanda, a country that's getting ready to fight these 4-armed aliens that are very strong, you're going to have some casualties out there. And I don't necessarily believe that we're going to be able to make it through there with the whole cast of characters that we came in there with. I really don't. However, I want him to make it, though. You know what I mean? So that's just... So I'm pulling for him, but he get a 50-50 for me.
All I know is M'Baku coming with that club. And that club ain't no joke. He is I don't know what's in that club or what that club is made out of, but he coming in the door with that club. Stan Lee. You're not going to kill Stan Lee in a Marvel movie, but of course he's one of the confirmed characters for this movie, so he's on this list. Not going to kill him out, but the important thing about Stan Lee is not whether he's going to stay alive or dead in this movie. It's what is his cameo going to be in a movie like Infinity War? Like all the other movies, you see a piece where he can fit in. On the train in Doctor Strange, in the barber in Thor Ragnarok. But where does Stan Lee cameo in a movie like this? I'm ready to see it. That's one of the many things I'm anticipating in a movie such as serious as this. Where does Stan Lee cameo? What do you think?
Well, the only, without us having seen the film, we don't know. It could be in several different places. These movies always have a moment of levity or a moment of comedy. But if you look at Civil War, he came in at the very tail end of the movie, right before the credits roll, pretty much.
Right.
As a delivery guy or whatever. And I think it'll be a moment like that. You're gonna have Doctor Strange and Iron Man and everybody on the streets in New York. Well, when the last time we saw him, he was living in one of those houses in Brooklyn where Peter was at, fighting crime. We might just see Stan Lee on the streets in New York or something. We've seen him ride the bus in New York. He's been living in one of those houses. He went to a party at the Avengers Tower. Stan Lee in these movies is really a New Yorker. When you sit
okay, I go with that.
He just may show up in the streets of New York for real, which would kind of make sense,
I definitely go with that. But then again, we got to remember, we seen him in outer space too.
He was talking that's the thing. He was talking to the Watchers. So I think he'll be where the action is, and I think we wouldn't be surprised to see him in New York when the Q ship comes down and stuff is getting popped off. So that's what I think.
Oh, now here goes something. It sounds far-fetched. It's real far-fetched. But in the comic books, on the planet Titan, they have an AI computer system named Isaac. Do you think Stan Lee could be the voice of Isaac or the face of Isaac?
It would be cool, but Stan is getting kind of old, and I think the lines required to deliver for Isaac ain't in Stan will.
Gotcha.
I think that
Gotcha.
and so, but it would be great. It would be great.
Cool. Like I say, that was out there. That was something I came across, but it was kind of out there. Now we got the Black Order. We separate these guys definitely because of their importance. Either the children or the generals of Thanos. Well, I'm gonna give it a live to Cull Obsidian. I'm going to give him a live to Corvus Blaze. I'm going to give a 50-50 to Proxima Midnight because even in the little TV spot we saw her in, she was going back to back with Black Widow, and it didn't look like she was too much overpowerful of Black Widow. I'm going to give her a 50-50. I think if you kill one or two heroes, you got to kill a Black Order member, and I can definitely see her going. And for my man, the Ebony Maw, which they only call him Ebony Maw in the MCU, I wish they would call him the Ebony Maw like they do in the comics because it sounds powerful. I'm gonna give him a live because he'll snuggle and talk his way out of it. So that's my rating on the Black Order. What about you?
I'm gonna tell you, I think Corvus Glaive and Proxima Midnight are the ones that are left standing with Thanos at the end of this thing, and Ebony Maw and Cull Obsidian are out of here.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my prediction. It's not really based on anything other than I think Cull Obsidian, his name in the comics he's Black Dwarf, and he's just super strong or whatever. And he goes to Wakanda, and Black Panther whoops him really bad. And I think when we get to Wakanda, if he makes it to that point, he's going to have to deal with the Hulk. And I think one thing that we forget now, you're probably going to see the Hulk get beat up by Thanos in this thing. But one thing we forgetting is this Hulk that we got now was a gladiator for 2 years. Right. This Hulk is a whole new ball game. So you might end up seeing something a little bit different from the Hulk or whatever. I mean, because those, if you remember when Thor was talking to Meek in the Korg, he was basically telling me he been to camping and the guys that go in the ring they end up dead. So I don't know if Cull Obsidian if he ends up fighting the Hulk, I don't know if he make it through that or not. Because remember, Cull Obsidian is not Thanos. You know what I'm saying?
True. True.
You know,
he may be big, but he's not definitely not him. But that's basically our Dead or Alive for Avengers Infinity War. Real quick, we want to bring up some probable appearances of people that could pop up in this movie. There's a possibility we could see Valkyrie. There's a possibility for Ned Leeds. I think we'll see him in some small bit with Peter. Possibly we could see something from Yondu. We never know. Red Skull, with it being about the Tesseract, with the Tesseract coming back into play. We could see him somewhere because, he got sucked up into space. But, Hugo Weaving doesn't want to play Red Skull anymore. The Magus, Adam Warlock, and Captain Marvel, even though they tell us that Captain Marvel is not going to be in this movie, can't take them at their word because they told us that Bucky was not going to be in Black Panther, and he was not in Black Panther.
Yeah, he was technically not in the film. So I will say this though, and I put an asterisk near Vision's name because there is a little bit of something I think that could happen. And I'm gonna say this. In the comic books, Vision has a stone in his forehead, but it is not an Infinity Stone. It's a stone that gathers solar power. He's a solar-powered robot, and he was built that way. And how he's built out of advanced technology. If you look at Wakanda, it's been said that they have clean emissions, a clean society and whatnot. I don't think it would be a stretch for Shuri to put that stone in his head. I don't think it would be a stretch at all for Vision to
make him something else.
Well, I think he'll still be Vision when he wakes up, because I'm going to tell you why. I don't think it's a stretch to think that Shuri will remove they will remove the Infinity Stone from his forehead and put something else there. Remember, his consciousness was made in the same way Ultron's was made. Mm-hmm. So when the computer program that was left over inside the computer, they gathered all that up and then Thor used electricity to bring him to life or whatever. So you see what I'm saying? So
yeah, his consciousness was already Jarvis. He was already a conscious artificial intelligence as Jarvis. So yeah, I really think that that Shuri could find something to replace it to keep him running. Because what if they never put the stone there? Well, Ultron put the stone there in the beginning, but what if they just electrocuted him without the stone and he still came to life? So I truly think, like you said, he was a solar power being, and what if they take that and flip it back, and then that's what he becomes moving forward?
It could definitely be that way.
Almost like we're putting him in danger with this situation. We're making the plot more interesting. We're putting the Mind Stone in his head, and that makes the plot interesting. It makes you think if we take it away, he's going to die, and then we're going to put something else in there to keep him alive, to keep him running.
Exactly.
Most definitely. Kevin, I truly appreciate you, man, hopping on here with me today, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. We're going to be releasing this video every day up until the release of Avengers Infinity War. Kevin, you got anything you want to leave with the people today?
Hey, I just want to get on here and say, the channel's been booming, stuff has been going on, and I'm just a free agent, but I enjoy the interaction I have with people. People hit me up all the time and ask questions and want to talk and whatnot, and I'm always happy to trade ideas with people, man. So I'll keep it coming in. Love to engage you guys, and can't wait for this movie.
Most definitely. Don't forget, guys, we're on the way to 1,000 subscribers, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, so you can subscribe to this channel so we can hit that mark. We're going to hit that mark before the end of April. We're going to cross 1,000. But guys, as always, we'll see you in another video.